How's it going, everyone? This is Yxlarb, and welcome back to my Sonic Adventure 2 series. In the last episode, we competed in more Chao racing, and in this episode, we're going to compete in even more Chao racing. It's just a matter of how much, and we're going to get into that here in a moment. You're joining me as Sonic with my boy Seath, soon to be Sonic Jr. Anyway, I'm actually recording this episode the same day as the last one, so I can go ahead and show you just a little bit more progress. As you can see here, Soluna is now level 93 running, has a straight up red bar filling up there in that particular stat because we have over 2,000 stat points now, which is just phenomenal. As you can see, Soluna is totally back on track to becoming a run Chao, a dark run Chao, now featuring orange quills and accents and a darker gray with like a purple tinge to it. A motion ball. Or a motion dog, I mean. And so, yeah, that's great. Again, I'm pretty sure it's just because the skeleton dogs don't count as running animals. I gave, Soluna here a couple dozen bunnies slash cheetahs, and we're right back on track. So I think she will continue to turn more and more red. Her accents will turn more and more reddish as time goes on from here. So I think we're set in that regard. And of course, she's hungry, so that's good. But anyway. In between, I actually didn't upgrade very much. As you saw there, running for Soluna's up significantly, and then a few other things are up as well. But then otherwise, I left her alone, and I left Telfie alone completely. Didn't do anything in that regard. Unfortunately, though Soluna's close, she's still not quite ready to take on expert karate. So that's why we're focusing on racing once again in this video. Oh, actually, before I go on, I just wanted to address something. Well, first of all, if I go ahead and I whistle, I think I may have shown this before with one Oh no, Telfie fell. Don't worry, I'll give you all a few pets. My little Sonic and my little Shadow. Sorry, Telfie. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You can get multiple Chao to run at you if they all have developed a connection with you. As you can see, Aurora has not yet with Sonic. It was Rouge who took care of her, so yeah, don't worry. It'll happen eventually. Everyone loves Sonic. He's phenomenal. Hey, little guy. Sorry about that. Are you still hungry there? Anyway, today we're going to go ahead and dive into the challenge races once more. I believe it's still Soluna's turn. And by the way, she is much more competently leveled. I believe she's a few hundred stat points in total above Telfie at this point. So they're much more evenly matched, even though her swimming is just in the toilet, all things considered. But that's okay, our running makes up for it. We're going to go ahead and start off with the skeleton group. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've actually tested this race off screen. I think we should be fine, especially with our really high running. It looks like we're going to Diamond, of course. The longest, most complicated track. Tests everything. It's great. So let's just dive into it. This isn't the first time we're going against skeletons. Of course, the last time it was Telfie who went against them, so I guess it's appropriate that it's Soluna's turn. Here's the thing. We have so much stamina. It's amazing. When we come to Diamond, we have a lot of stamina. As we see here, we have 1.5 full bars of stamina. More than 1.5. When we go to a shorter track, like Peridot or something, we can't use stamina quite the whole time, but we can use it for a lot of the time and be totally fine. Yeah, this isn't going to be difficult at all. Though, a couple things to know about Soluna. First of all, her flying is basically as competent as Telfie's, who, of course, is a fly type. As you saw there, she just barely dipped into the water there at the end of that little flying section. And, of course, if we use the stamina boost in the air, we probably wouldn't have touched the water at all. But, of course, being a run type, it makes sense to use our boosts when we're running. Though I'm probably going to avoid using them for the most part during this race, just because, well, actually, that's not totally true. Our swimming has improved. That's the other thing I wanted to make a note of. We now swim in the same fashion that Telfie does. Obviously not as quickly, but we're doing that kind of Olympic swimming, proper strokes and like really fast feet paddling and whatnot. So we're better. We're just not as fast. And you're gonna get a sense of that right here. So as you can see, we got that higher higher level swimming technique, but it's still our weak spot. That and power. But of course, some significant speed like this really kicks it up a notch for us. It really gives us a huge advantage in pretty much every track. except for like crab pool. And plus Soluna, she's just lucky, and she's also intelligent. One thing I've noticed is that when it comes to the jack-in-the-boxes, and also picking out, you know, an item here in this intelligence test, she's much faster. And that makes a big difference, you know, when you're just sitting there not doing anything, it really sucks. And also luck, I mean, obviously luck doesn't play a huge role in whether you win or not. You'll just, you know, restart and try again, and hopefully you'll get lucky again. Eventually you'll get a lucky enough run, like with Telfie, that the skill will speak for itself. If you had limited tries, it'd be another story, you know, and you know, then luck would be a much more aggravating factor. Well, actually, it is aggravating, but in a different way. It's aggravating in that it's annoying, because then you have to, you know, restart this kind of track. Like if you get really unlucky there at the end, then it's like, okay, well, now we got to, you know, restart, watch the, you know, 15-second intro race animation, and go through, you know, 1 or 2 minutes of the track that we, you know, already completed before the time we fell, and then you have to restart again if you fall again. It's just annoying. So that's why I think I prefer playing with Soluna, just the better luck factor. Anyway, we are absolutely, wow, we're making mincemeat out of them. I didn't think it was going to be this easy. I mean, yeah, I did upgrade Soluna's running some more, as well as a few other levels in between videos. But I really didn't think, because I mean, it was a relatively close race, if I'm remembering it correctly. It was a relatively close race between Soluna and the eggs. Not like really close, but it wasn't like this large of a gap. I didn't think so, at least. Anyway, 3 minutes 11. That's really good. I think we're actually 9 seconds faster than Telfie on the diamond course at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and confirm that here in a second. Now it's Telfie's turn to enter the challenge races, and this is one I haven't tested, I haven't even looked at yet. Be afraid. Pumpkin group. Oh no, first we had the skeleton group, now the pumpkin group. It just gets scarier and scarier. Well, actually, I think this... No. We have seen Chao and Karate, the War of Pumpkin, on its head. I was going to say this is your first opportunity seeing it, but it's obviously not. But yeah, now we've got a whole group of them. So, yeah. I don't know how complicated this race is going to be. I don't think I actually looked, but this should be on the diamond track. So that means Telfie's going to be 9 seconds slower. Though when you think about it, that's still very impressive. 9 seconds slower on like this, you know, 3.5, 4 minute track. You know, that's what it was in the beginning. 9 seconds is huge, obviously. But when you consider the fact that some of that time is lost just by waiting, you know, for like the jack-in-the-box, you know, it takes longer for Telfie to do it. Oh man, this is a bad start. In fact, I don't know how this is gonna go, but let's just play it out. As I was saying, let's see. Yeah, she's good. I mean, he's a good flyer. Sorry, Telfie. I was used to talking about Soluna there for a while. But we're in 8th place. We're gonna make it back up. But also, a lot of that time is lost just by being a slower runner. Just think about how much slower we'd be if we weren't such a good swimmer. We'd probably make up so much time in the swimming section. Okay, good. That wasn't the best line. We did a little zigzag there in the middle, but we're good. We have, you know, 2 swimming sections. Of course, one of them being the crab pool. We should be able to make up a lot of time there. You guys are going to be astounded. I don't think you've seen just how quick Telfie can swim yet. Wow, her power must be pretty competent if we were able to pass 2 people just through the strength test. Wow. Also, being able to sprint these days, hugely helpful. Hugely. So I'm going to carry on with my normal strategy, which is to boost twice in this little bit of water here, which should catch us right up to these guys. Yeah, look at this. Oh, wow. Okay, here comes Michael Phelps. That was just astonishing. 4th place. Not phenomenal. We might have to use 1 boost before we get there. Then again, Telfie's going to take a little bit of time anyway. We should probably just save our boost for the crab pool, because that's really where we're going to shine. We're going to outshine all these guys. There's no doubt about it. Come on. Let's see, just don't get it wrong. That's the most important thing. Are we getting this one right in front of us? Oh, thank you, Telfie. Whew. It's not often you see a Chao get this wrong. The only time I've seen it in like recent years is just like a few days ago when Telfie did it during practice. I was like, really, Telfie? Anyway, we're up to 3rd place now. How did that happen? Oh, in 1st place, Trips. Oh, God, and we trip. We tripped. Go. I still think we have this in the bag once we get to the water. As long as we don't trip constantly before then. They do have like a good lead on us. I don't think they're much better at running than we are. It doesn't seem like they're gaining any, you know, ground over us. Oh, this is intense. Much more intense than the last race, so that's good. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and use just straight up 2 stamina right off the bat. Wow, this is a joke. Oh man, Telfie, there you go. And to think I considered restarting there at the very beginning. I was like, you know, we fell over so early into the race, let's just call it quits. But no, I'm glad I didn't, because this ended up being a much more tense race, which is of course what we're looking for. Let's use, no, let's save our stamina. One thing I'm not sure of, so obviously your stamina level, your grade and your rank, whatever, in stamina, determines how much of a stamina boost you can get per race. But also, I think it might, I'm not sure on this, don't quote me, but I think it might also affect just how quickly your stamina goes down. I know it affects, you know, your zeal in karate. The higher your stamina, the slower your zeal dissipates. But I don't know if the same is true in Chao racing. It just feels that way, because I swear when I'm playing Soluna, I can go forever on like a full bar, but with Telfie it's not the same. Not the same, sorry. Anyway, we just unlocked something. Something fanciful. As you just saw, it was a jack-in-the-box, and you're like, why would we want that? That thing does nothing but hurt the Chao. But here it is. It will just sit right here, like a brick. It's just cemented into the ground. We can't move it. We can't do anything with it. And pretty much all you can do is just wait for one of your Chao to interact with it. But yeah, it's another toy that just kind of sits out just in the middle of the garden, which is awesome. Again, it just gives you know, more life to the whole area. You know, that's actually a big reason why I've loved having, you know, 4 Chao in here at one time. There's just so much more going on. It's just so much more lively. There's Chao constantly, you know, swimming around, interacting with one another, coming to try to love me and stuff. I feel like we're missing one. Oh, there you are. I was like, who are we missing here? But there you go. I think we have enough time for one more deal. Now, one thing I did off screen, as I mentioned in the last video, I hadn't tested the jewel races in a while to see exactly how far we could get. I figured not very far, because I was barely able to beat, you know, like level 1 of Diamond the last time I tried it, and you know, the other ones weren't going particularly well. I was like, oh, we're probably kind of under-leveled. But you know what? That is no longer the case. If you take, you probably saw it in that screen, on that screen before, when I was comparing Telfie's Diamond time to Soluna's, which, you know, here it doesn't look very big because that's Soluna's old record, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I, you know, went back and I was doing them, and I was like, oh my god, I can beat so many more of these than I thought. And to end this video off, we're gonna go ahead and do the one-off one, Onyx, because it's just different. I want to keep Aquamarine, Topaz, Peridot, and Garnet together. Ideally, Onyx and Diamond would go together, but unfortunately, Diamond, you know, Telfie's having kind of a tough time there, and at this point, even being, you know, 9 seconds faster, I don't think even Soluna could beat level 5 of Diamond, so we're just not gonna deal with that. But as you can see down there, it says, general ability is the key to winning. If you scroll over onto Onyx, it takes a while for it to appear, but key to winning is brains and luck, obviously referring to intelligence and luck, but also running, which is exactly why I assigned this to Soluna. So let's dive on in there. This is going to be our first jewel race that we can finally complete. Who are we going against? Yes, a bunch of neutral normal Chao of varying degrees. Ones I don't like all that much, the design of at least, is number 6 right there. See how the kind of onion topper thing is kind of drooping down? It's just so weird looking. I don't know. I don't hate it, you know, it's just kind of weird looking. That's all it is. I'm just making an observation. Anyway, here we go. Soluna is making her way. And we have so much stamina. I'm not going to use any right now. Actually, I'm going to use 1, 2 before the water, because I'm sure they're going to be better at swimming than I am. Oh, wow, they're actually further behind than I thought. Our swimming level might be about equal, but yeah, I mean, this is going to be cake at this point. You know, if I knew that we were going to be this good at the jewel races, I wouldn't have upgraded as much as I did, but I had no idea. Truly, I had no idea, but that's okay. We're already at the intelligence test. We'll see how this goes. I've never seen Soluna make a mistake, and I doubt she'll begin now. She's like, come on, my daddy's a lawyer, and my mommy's a doctor. Of course I'm intelligent. Come on, Soluna, you're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing us. Just be proud of yourself. You're so great. You're so great at everything you do. Honestly, might sound kind of silly, but I think I've developed a real connection here with Soluna and just all the Chao that I've been taking care of in the garden. You know, it's just fun. You know, that's one of the... Oh, Soluna fell. Oh no, now we might lose. Not. But that's just what I do. I develop connections with everything. With cars, with gaming consoles, with video game characters, with characters in books. It's just something I do. I like put my heart into everything I do. It's like, if it's worth doing, it's worth putting my heart into. So I guess that's probably where it comes from. Might seem kind of silly, but I love it, frankly. I love it. Even with a trip and a fall into the pit, we still absolutely cream them. Good job, Soluna. You definitely earned this new Medal of Honor. And you also earned something else. A Crayon Sets, which is phenomenal. This is one of the best things you can get. Now, I'm a little confused, if I'm totally honest, about how these get used. So, I may have alluded to this before, but in the classroom, your Chao can learn how to draw. I'm not and then, of course, we unlock the crayons there. I'm not sure whether your Chao has to both... Oh, I thought someone was in the mating season up there. I'm not sure if your Chao has to both learn how to draw and get the crayons before they can draw, or whether learning how to draw will let them draw, or whether you can't do anything until... I don't know. I have a feeling that you have to both learn how to draw and unlock the crayons for your Chao in order to be able to, you know, draw just out in the middle of the Chao garden. But it's pretty cool. Your Chao, they can draw, you know, numerous things, including their favorite character. Right now I have a feeling, you know, all of them except for Aurora would draw Sonic if they had a chance. It's really cool when you see it. It's really awesome to see. Unfortunately, it goes away when you leave the garden. And, you know, they can always draw it again, but it's just unfortunate because it's so cool to see. I love it. Also, look, Aurora's walking. I guess, you know, those few skeleton dogs I gave her that were left over after cleaning up Soluna's look again, fixed that. Fixed her inability to walk. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining us today. This has been a very productive episode. We are now, you know... actually, I have to show you something. So, we finished the challenge races, right? Yeah, I mean, you know, we unlocked the second toy. We completed the last of the challenges, the 8th one, which was appearing. But, actually, little did you know that once you do that, another 4 challenges unlock. With the first one being, be afraid. Ghost group. Looks like all... Yeah. So it looks like all of these Chao were given bats, so they would look like ghosts. And little what do you call them? The half fish? Is that what they're called? I forget. They kind of look like sea monsters to me. But so that they have the flame balls on top. So yeah, we have another 4 challenge races. So yeah, there's still more to go. We have 4 more challenge races, 5 more jewel races, and 1 hero race and 1 dark race, and then we'll finally be done with the races, at least insofar as kind of the quote-unquote campaign of the Chao world. There's still the competitions that Bosniancheese and I are going to do head-to-head. So there you have it, guys. We are still a little ways away from finishing the racing. I mean, there's still more races to be done. There's still, you know, more karate, of course, but there's definitely more racing than there is karate. And frankly, I love the racing. I hope you guys aren't sick of it. I definitely am not. I have a feeling you guys are enjoying it, especially, you know, with the progressively more difficult nature of it all, and the fact that our Chao just keep getting faster and faster. It's just really cool to see. I mean, watching Telfie swim like a maniac and watching Soluna run like a maniac, it's like, wow. We just need to combine your 2 strengths into one, and then we'll destroy all. Anyway, maybe one day we will be able to do just that. For each Chao, at least. Not physically combine them, but max out each of their levels so that we can be more competent. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm going to see you in the next one where we're going to tackle the jewel races again. See you then.